What is up, YouTube? This is your girl, Killer Rose. Right now, I'm at the gym. Just gonna do a bit of a cardio session. Nothing too important. I'm just starting over. I messed up again. The diet is terrible, but I'm back on track. I'm back where I'm supposed to be. It's a new month, so hopefully I get this right. And it was so terrible last month because I was tired. I was so tired of having to work so much overtime, and it was absolutely draining. I'm not gonna lie, it was very tiring having to not only do overtime, but I'm not gonna complain. It's terrible to complain when it already has happened. So the best thing I could say is that I am back. I'm fully in effect of my life, thank God. A lot of don't get into credit cards, please do not. I feel like that is like the most, like, the banks scam you with those type of things. I do not condone of having a credit card. Some people can use it, but most people can't. and what I'm saying is that it is a scam. I don't like any loans. Any of that is scamming you into thinking that you're rich or that you have more access to things. Yeah, sure. But there's like some benefits to it, but it's like I really don't like that. Just because I have to buy now and pay later. It is so weird, but for me, I think it is the ultimate scam. If you look at the numbers of how many people are in debt today, you'll be so surprised. And it's not even there, at just not even auto or home mortgages or your credit cards. You can seriously rack up some cash that you owe. And for me, for credit cards, you are in the red than in the green. You want to be at the green side of things, and that is by not having a credit card or loans. Because for me, if you have a loan, and I'm talking to those who thinking that they have the money but they don't, and then what they end up doing is a stupid thing by thinking that, well, it will help me today. And sometimes, no, it's gonna hurt you more than what you realize later. And so just don't do what people do. If you have something that you're good at, do it. And Charlie Kirk said this, and it just struck me. I'm like, I don't even know. I love making content. I love doing what I'm doing now. But to do, something that I'm good at, I don't know. I like to have goals, achievements. I'm an achievement maker. I love encouraging people. I love training people. I like having to put confidence into people today, especially how hard it is to live. And I don't know what kind of skill set that I have that I'm good at. I'm good at showing up to work and just working the job that I'm supposed to work at. If that makes any sense. I know how to, shoot, I don't even know. It's just, I end up doing things without even thinking about it. I learn quickly, but sometimes I make things so harder for myself, and I'm speaking this as a fact, sometimes I have to make my own way of learning things differently than other people. I don't understand, but that's just how my brain works. I have to learn it a different way to actually fully grasp it, you know. And it's just so crazy, you know. It was like I never thought of, you know, instead of doing what I love, I had to do things that I'm good at, but I'm not sure. You know, some people can you know, remodel homes, or you know, or be a mechanic, fix cars, and you know, you can just do anything. You can clean house, or you know, just tutor people. If you have a skill, you know it. I mean, free tutoring, you know, or not even, well, free tutoring, I guess, for little kids, I guess, sometimes, you know. I prefer it to be that way, especially starting out, but, you know, or at least have, like, you know, like, 2 weeks will be free and the rest will be etc, etc. So charge by the hour, or charge the whole total amount. I don't know. You know, it's so weird for me. But I just say, do not go into debt, for number one. Number two, and it's only because it's time consuming, having to save up those type of bills, you know, on top of other bills. You know, it takes a whole lot. And I think my best bet is, I don't know how to tackle debt. But if you have a full-time job and you literally have nothing to your name, put at least 4% down on a 401k. That's all you need, is a 401k, and that's it. Just put a 4% down. And if you can't, you know, have that, I would say go even lower. But I think you can, you know, only go so much. So 2%, but I say 4% at least. I know Dave Ramsey says 15%, but of course you gotta have your emergency fund. But sometimes it is not easy as it seems. So if you literally have paycheck to paycheck, you already cut all the Netflix, so whatever you gotta cut out, and you still short, my best bet is to have you know, just have something that you can actually take out of your pay and put it somewhere that's safe, that's gonna grow. And now 401ks, they're not meant, I mean, yeah, it's very good for you to have a 401k, but it's not meant to, I don't know what's the word for it, but it's just not enough for you to retire. So my best bet is to get a IRA, a Roth IRA, and I don't know. I'm just creating ideas to push out through this whole internet thing, this whole YouTube thing. So, you know, what works for me may not work for you, but I'm just saying that it is the best thing in my entirety of actually saving, because I used to spend freaking recklessly. I didn't save jack, but here I am telling you guys, if for whatever reason you get to a point where you can only barely afford groceries, but you can still make it at least, you know, a little bit, you know, at a time, I say do it. I say you need to figure out what you need to do. During the time of struggling, that's the time of freaking winning. So, I mean, when I freaking struggled, dude. When I was, having my own apartment for the very first time, it was terrible. I mean, I would say a lot, but, God said it's foolish if I say everything. I'm not going to talk about everything. Let's just say that that a person was going to be in my life forever. Turns out not. I didn't know there was such a thing about the 3-month rule, and I completely failed at it. And at that time, I'm like, well, it is my responsibility now to take care of this fort that I have for at least a year or so. And it got to a point where they were just charging way too much, and it's terrible. Apartments are scams as well. I think I truly believe so. At that point, you might as well get a house. Now, Rose, you know how bad the economy is. How do you get a house? And now, Zillow is probably the best bet, but, you cannot pick and choose. Well, you have to, in a way, but in a sense, or you can even buy a plot of land, get an Amazon house, and flip it to an actual house in your own plot of land. So just save $1,000 or $2,000, or how much it is to have a piece of land, and get your own house in order. And that's how I would do it. I would do that, or get save for an RV, get a plot of land, and call it a day. Is that what it is? Yeah. And just, it's terrible. It's terrible, but I would highly recommend it to at least put aside a goal, what you need to do. And now, this winter season, this is where you want to work your butt off, and probably get a second job or something like that. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the time. So get a second job. I tried second jobs, man. I tried doing 2 full-time jobs. You would probably want to get 1 full-time, 1 part-time. It's very easy to do. But with full-time jobs back to back, it's terrible. I tried to do that with Macy's and Chewy's. That only lasted a few months, and God, I freaking miss it there, man. I miss it there. And but anyways, I only had like 30 minutes of sleep, and I actually have an eyewitness, which is my dad, who, thank God, he helped me. And where I'm going with this is that you need to pick and choose on what jobs you're gonna get, because you're gonna be a zombie towards your next job. So make sure you have plenty of rest before you do anything. This is just my advice. I don't really have anything else to say other than that you just gotta be safe of what you do and what you get yourself into, because sometimes if you have an apartment, you have that contract that you made, and I call it a contract with the devil, because what the hell is that? Like, it turned into $1,200. Yeah, it was very good. It was good, and yeah, I did get paid. I got paid really good, and I freaking screwed it up. I screwed it up, but it's still, still working, right? So it's, it's a terrible thing. Don't show up on time, do your job, and get home safely. It's the most important things that you have to do on a day-to-day basis. And just take care of yourself. And sometimes it's very hard to do so, at least for me. For me, it's very freaking hard having to do all this, going to the gym right after work, having to take my meds for my rosacea. Otherwise, it's gonna flare up, and I'm gonna tell the doctor, hey doc, sorry, I didn't take my meds, I didn't take my my cream or my ointments that I got. Yeah, I'm paying the price for it. I'm sorry. It's terrible stuff, man. Learn how to take care of yourself, even when the days you're really tired. Absolutely, the days that you had to fight through it, you'll regret it for the rest of your life. And I don't want to be that person, that old person, to know the fact that I haven't lost the weight that I want to lose. And I became the same person that I did many years ago. And now I've been going to the gym since I was 18 years old. And I almost did met my goal. But that was way back in 2020. And it was going to be the year of 21. Till I stopped going. And I stopped caring. And, yeah. I had a lot of hurt. I was a hurt person. My feelings were hurt. My mentality was, was just, dull. So, yeah, sure, I can say it, but it was definitely not the best years of my life, but it got better. It got better. Now I'm striving to be better and greater. So many vices will come your way. If you have that feeling, best bet, go to the gym, hang out with friends, hang out with family, the family that loves you the most. Write in a journal, man. Write in a journal. I've been writing for years, and I have like a collection of them, and it's so insane. It's so insane. I could show you guys, but it's like freaking, I'm stacked with them, and it is the best thing. I got to write every single thing, every single struggle that I went through. And when I look back on it, I'm like, wow, that 21-year-old me, that 24 me, that turned 28, now I'm 29. That's insane. And it's crazy. And I hope to to God that I get to write every single day for the rest of my life without having to stop. And if I do, well, it's probably bad, but it's okay. It's good. It's good to have a beginning and an end. So yeah, take this to heart, guys. I gotta get going. It's 8:33 and it's already hot in here, and my throat is dry. So that means that I'm done. But I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully you like this. If you do, just keep it in stride. I'll talk about politics later, but there's a whole lot of stuff that went on. It was insane. It was crazy. People in Portland, Oregon, they need to chill out. And honestly, with these riots, they just need to arrest every single one of them to stop the riots. It's insane. It's insane. That's just my opinion. Knowing that they're, not only throwing things, they're breaking stuff, they are causing a disturbance. They all need to get arrested for rioting. It's insane. I don't know how much I need to put it at, but that's just what it is. They're rioting, they're causing chaos, and they're not listening to ICE or any of the authorities there. And it's like, it's crazy. So just keep, if you're, you're there, you're journaling, journaling, sure. If you're like a journalism, you like to, take videos of people, you gotta be extra careful, man, because these people will attack you, and these people do not play nice. They don't. No matter what the politicians say, they don't see it, and if they do, they're denying it. That's corruption. You know that they're violent, and then you still let them do what they're doing, and it's crazy. What was it? I'm not sure who was there, but I think it was the the governor or something like that. I don't know. It was someone who was in charge of that state and was in the middle of that riot. I'm not calling it a protest. I see protests as on the streets, peacefully, not, during broad daylight, not during the nighttime when it's the most scariest thing that you can do, and it's by rioting. It is insane. I believe that whoever's in charge there needs to be arrested, needs to have law enforcement in order, because they are running the state. Cops are not doing one single thing with people who are assaulting other people, and I see this on a daily, not just Oregon, but in New York, and this needs to, come to a stop and halt, because what on earth? What are you guys doing? Like, it's just so crazy. I will get into that later, but yeah, guys, absolutely insane. Just don't do what those people do. Shoot. God, just insane. And I will get back to it later. It's just one lady in particular thinking that it was okay for her to assault this guy who was wearing a MAGA hat, right? And he was just sitting there, he was minding his business, and then this lady came up to him and pushed him, or like pretty much pushed his face, and just, I think she just like punched him, and she got pepper sprayed in the eyes, just maced, right? And just, it was insane. It was absolutely insane. For her to react that way, to say that you're not Christian. No, you can be a Christian, but you can, use self-defense, lady. Just because you turn to the cheek is when people are insulting you. You don't have to fight back, someone can call me a slur, but guess what? You know what? I'll be like, this guy or this lady is obviously just have a miserable life. And that's it. That's my opinion, and I can just move on. I don't need to always care about, someone had to say about me. But when you act violently towards a Christian, they have every single right to defend themselves. I'm sorry. We people make it seem that Christians are weak. People need to know that Christians, way back in the day, went to war with other people that were trying to attack them. I'm sorry. It's in the Bible. Many of the times, they went to war was because people were oppressing them and were trying to fight them. And for the sake of, protecting the families and the women and children, they have to have men in order to protect them, to not have them enslaved by the enemies that they have to deal with. And it's insane. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. But I keep saying that, and it's true. It's true. They're crazy. They're very violent. So it's 8:40. I passed my time, but it's okay. It's okay. We talked a little bit of politics here and there, but I just want to keep it as that. We'll get into it, but it is, do not think that a Christian is very weak. I guarantee you there's a lot of Christians that have hard backstories and that did do some crazy stuff, either that landed them in jail or a rehab facility or even the hospital. I mean, you have no idea what a person has gone through until you actually meet them. And so that's just my saying. So if you like the advice and my opinion on this today's events, then please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.